Alright, so now we've talked about kind of solving systems. We've talked about a parabola, which you already know a lot about parabolas. We just expanded your knowledge talking about focus, directrix, axis of symmetry. Now we're going to talk about circles, which is something you learned about in geometry, but you may not have learned the equation for them and kind of different things you can do with circles. So first let's talk about what a circle is. Well, a circle is the set of all points in a plane that lie a fixed distance from a given point in the plane. Now, you may recall, or we learned about the distance formula, which we talked about is derived from the Pythagorean theorem. The standard equation of a circle is actually then derived from the distance formula. And you can kind of see we're talking about like that set of all points that's a fixed distance from given points. Well, that fixed distance is actually called the radius of the circle. And the given point, that is the center of the circle. So let's actually go ahead and get an equation for a circle. The standard equation of a circle looks like this. We have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Well, you can bet that hk is the center and that r is the radius. So those are those different parts of the equation we're going to use. So for our first example, we're going to actually write the equation. So we have to find the equation given the center and radius. Well, given the center and radius, all you have to do is plug it in. So remember we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So put it on in. We got x minus h and k, so minus -1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, well, our radius is 4, so 4 squared. And finally, that turns our equation into x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. And it's literally as easy as that. So that's how you would write the equation. Now let's go backwards and find the center and the radius. If there's nothing in here, this is really just x minus 0 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals 2. Alright, so finding our center, we're going to pull out 0 and 5, and we get 0 and the opposite of 5. So 0, -5, that is the center. Now, the tricky one is that this actually equals r squared. So r squared equals 2, square root, r equals, we're only going to take the positive here because we don't want a negative radius, really. So radius equals -2, or square root of 2. So why do we want to know anything about a circle? Well, we want to be able to graph them ultimately. So knowing the center and the radius actually is an amazing tool for graphing. So first thing when you graph a circle, 1, find center. So that's our opposite values. So we got 1, -2. So 1, go down to -2, plot the center. 2, you want the radius. Well, r squared equals 9. Square root both sides, r equals 3. If the radius is 3, then I can extend 1, 2, 3, plot a point. 1, 2, 3, plot a point. Go down 3, plot a point. To the left 3, plot a point. All I have to do now is connect my points to make a circle. And you just graph the circle. So 3 is use radius to plot points to the left, right, above, and below the center. Alright, and we have one more example here, and you betcha that is your turn to try graphing. So you try that one, you graph it, bring it to class.